How to determine the value of a property, also known as ARV. In this video, I will show you step by step how to easily do it online for free. Stand by, let's get it. Hello guys, this is Ty K, the Flip Man. How to determine the value of a property, also known as ARV, which simply means after repair value, or in my definition, what will the house appraise for in excellent condition. In this video, I will show you how to do this using Zillow. I will share my screen to accomplish this. Before I get started, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on the notifications so you're alerted whenever I upload new videos or when I go live on YouTube. Also, don't forget our Thursday night flipinars at 7 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, to join, go to flipinar.com. Stand by for this video tip. How do you know if you have a deal or not? It all starts with knowing what the house will appraise for in excellent condition. Hello, this is Ty K, the Flip Man. And in this particular video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to simply use the most powerful tool to Google a real estate as far as residential or houses on the internet, which is Zillow. Realtors used to talk bad about it. I'm sure they don't. Just look at Zillow and you see how they're advertised all over it. I don't care what market you're in. Okay, after repair value, which is ARV, don't get confused with the repair part of that phrase. It simply means what will the house appraise for in excellent condition. Now, there are going to be three ways that I'm going to show you how to determine that value. And that's the starting point, and you can use that as a simple formula you can use to accomplish knowing if you have a potential deal or not, so you don't waste time. Now, the formula itself is not an end all. It's just more of a tool to prevent you from wasting time on properties that have no chance of being a deal, in my opinion. And that formula is ARV times 70%. You can use 60, but times 70% minus estimated repairs, which that's a totally different video in itself, minus your fee. And I like to double my fee, my projected fee, to give me some negotiating room, which will give you the actual offer that you should make. Some call it a maximum allowed offer, but in reality, I like to even offer less than that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with you're evaluating a property, and you really don't even have to put the full address of the property in. What I would recommend you do is just put the name of the street without the house number and maybe the zip code. So I've already done a little research here. So the one that I'm going to target here is Sam Drive. And as you see here, Zillow automatically pulls up properties based on the listing type selection, which everything is selected except for rent recently sold. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is that you're going to uncheck for sale. You're going to uncheck potential listings, and you're going to go down here to recently sold. The other thing is make sure that only houses is selected, unless you're trying to target townhouses or manufactured homes or whatever. But make sure this houses are selected. All right, the other thing is under more, sold in the last 90 days. Now, sometimes you may have to go 6 months. If you can get enough data with 30 days, that's even better. You may even have to go up to 12 months. Remember, Zillow is only pulling information that's made available by the county of where the property is located that you're targeting. So understand it's only going to be as accurate as that information, how current that information is. So now if you're in a market or in an area of your market where there's not a lot of transactions, your data is going to be limited. So I chose an area where there's a lot of transactions that are going on for the most part. So just keep that in mind. Also, don't get caught up in the prices of the houses that we may look at here. Deals are deals. You can see houses in my market for $5 grand, or whatever, and obviously anything higher than that. But in other markets, that's not even possible. But if you're in Southern California or even New York City or whatever, you would say, well, the houses are too high here, but you're comparing where I may live or someone else may live. But the only reason the houses can go for what they're going for in those markets is because people can afford them. But the same reasons why someone will be motivated to sell cheap in Birmingham, Alabama will be the same reason someone would be motivated to sell in New York City. Divorce, death, loss of income, relocation, too many repairs, tired of being a landlord, medical bills, kids going off to college. So all of those create motivated reasons to be motivated. So your job as a wholesaler is to let people know that you exist. But that's not what this video is about. But I wanted to try to throw that in so you can get on a general understanding of, what you're doing here. So, all right. So now before I get into that, if you're on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications so you are alerted whenever I upload new videos and when I go live on YouTube, especially on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. You can join my live flipinars, which are webinars, but I call them flipinars. Well, you can ask your questions live to me. I'll answer 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. All right, so you can access that through flipinar.com. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you share, comment, like, and tap watch more if you would like to see or take advantage of my 200 plus videos I have like this, where I tell you everything you need to know about wholesaling houses without using your cash or credit. So on to this video tutorial. I've shown what to do to get to this actual point. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, as I said, there are 3 ways that we're going to show you how to evaluate properties to come up with an ARV. The first one is we're going to base it on square footage of the property and what is sold for per square feet. So, all right, so just naturally, I'm going to look at the higher prices that are consistent with each other. We got 135, we have 130, we have 112, we have 122, and we have 123. So I'm going to probably stick with those there. I may do this 105 just to see. All right, so we'll start with the 135. All right, so if I tap on that, Zillow pulls it up. And so you see it sold for 128.53. And it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,686 square feet. So I'm sorry, it sold for 134.9. I said 128. It sold for 134.9 is what it actually sold for. Okay, so what you do is, now this may change with Zillow. Remember, I'm doing this on a laptop, so it won't look like this on your smartphone, but you still can maneuver through and get the same information. It won't look like this on a smartphone or a tablet. So, and this may change over time with Zillow. They're going to always be changing their platform, but you still should be able to gain access to the same information. So what I do is I scroll down and see more facts and features, and boom, what I'm looking for is this right here, last sale price per square feet. And so boom, so it's $80. So I have a little notepad here. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go here to the bigger window. All right, so I'm gonna put 80 here. So we're gonna do the one for 130. See what it sold for per square feet is $14.76. And then we go down here. It sold for $88 per square feet. So we go back here. All right. So we go to the next one. What's the next highest? So we're going to look at the one that's 123. Sold for 122.5. It's 1950 square feet. So it's $63. So it's a little drop there. All right. So we're going to add it here. That was 122 actually. So we're going to go to the one that says 123. It shows 123 exactly. And it was 2450 square feet. So last sold $50. We're going to add that to the list. All right, and let's go back. All right, so we got 123, we got 115 right here. And one thing I want to show you before I go to this 115, this is a main street right here, right? It's Brewster Road. Just by crossing over, you can possibly see a price drop or a price increase, or it may be consistent. I just want to make you aware that that's a possibility. So where were we on the 115? All right, it's 2132 square feet and sold for $115,000. So the per square feet is $54. All right, and see, all of this is within a mile of each other. I'm very familiar with. They've done a lot of deals over here over the years. So, all right, and let's look at one more over here. Okay, we're gonna go a little farther over in this direction. All right, now it's this house sold for 130, and it's only 1468. All right, and so what we got here per square feet, so 89. All righty, so that I think that's enough. All right, so boom. So let me blow these up so you can see them. 224 here. All right, so we got 89. I like that. We got 88 and 80. Now you got the 63, 50, and 54. I'm looking for consistency at the highest point. This is some really good data here. So we know that we could probably get an appraisal on a house for 89, 88, or 80. So whichever any of those numbers you want to use, roll with it. So I'll probably just start with the 80, use the 80 just to be conservative. So if I was going to use $80 a square feet and I was evaluating the house, we'll just say it was 1,500 square feet. So we'll just say the house was 1,500 square feet. I'm just going to do the quick math here. So what would your after repair value be on this particular property? Your after repair value on this property would be $120,000. You could comfortably say that would be your ARV. All right. So, all righty. So now you have the ARV, and again, the formula is the formula. I'll go ahead and do that for you since I'm here. So it's ARV. So you see what that is, times 70% minus repairs minus your fee times 2. So boom. So there you go. That's the actual formula to determine ARV. So you would plug in the 120,000 times 70%. We can just go ahead and do it. I'll do that for you guys. So it's 120,000 times the 70%. You can use 60 if you want to, but just being a little conservative here. So that's 70%. We're going to say, we'll go ahead and do the total on that, and then we'll come back. So 70% is 84,000 minus repairs. So 84,000 minus repairs. So we'll just guess. You don't know when you're talking to someone. You can just throw out a number if you want. You can ask them what they think of the condition of the property, and just use 15,000 just as a number, because you still won't know. But this, again, this is only to prevent you from wasting time. So it may be a lot more, it may not be a lot less, but we'll just use 15,000 as the number. So we know that that is 69,000. All right. So say you want to make 10 grand on this property. All right. So 69,000. You say, remember, we're going to times that times 2. So 69,000, and your fee times 2 would be 20,000 minus 20,000 your fee. So that leaves $49,000. So that's your what they call maximum allowed offer. I just like to call it offer. But that would be it, is the $49,000. So in reality, again, that's a different video in itself. I'm going to probably offer a lot less than that in reality. So I'll probably would make an offer of 30. If they reject it, my follow-up question is, well, how close can you come to that amount? Remember, your objective is always to get the seller's least amount, and then you figure out if it works for you or not. All right, so and then you go there and view the property and so on. But that, again, that's a different video in itself. All right, so that's method number one. All right, method number two is that I'm going to leave this property up here. I think I can roll with it. Let me choose another one that's sort of closer over here. I'm going to roll with this one. Yeah, 1600. That's a good size house over there. All right, so I'm pulling up this house here. Here's the address, and I'm going to expand. Again, this is on your laptop, so it's going to be a little different on your smartphone. All right, so what you do here, you have the information here, but I'm going to scroll down to the right. Again, Zillow will change over time, so this platform will be different. And what I'm looking for is nearby similar sales. All right, so I'm going to right-click on this and open a new window. All right, so it pulls up this property again, has a little map here. And I'm going to go down to the bottom, and you see all these recently sold. I'm going to go down to the bottom. All right, and so boom, so 139, 139. 134, you can see there it says it's a little smaller by minus the 201 square feet. 130, 134, and all these houses are actually smaller. 129, and they're very close. 124. So even though Zillow is offering 128, if someone did a really good rehab job on this property, they could get that. They could get an appraisal for that. I don't know if someone will buy it at that, but they can get an appraisal for this right here. You got a couple, 3 comps in the 130. There are 4. I'm sorry, 5 in the 130. So you could easily get that. So that's another way. So what I would do is, I would be a little bit more conservative. I would just roll with the number that Zillow is offering here, the 128. All right. So now the first one, remember, we did it on square feet, and I did it based on the square feet, and I went with the lower number of 80, times the square feet of 1500. So it was a 120. So again, you're just backing up your data. There's no exact number. Remember, if you send 3 appraisers out to a property, they're going to come back with 3 different numbers, because it's an opinion based on the data that they will all use, but they're going to have their own couple of things that make it a little different, but the numbers should be close to each other, so that's why it's not a big deal to have just an exact number. You just need a ballpark number so you can work your formula. So I would just roll with the 128 that Zillow is showing here, because the data down here shows me enough information that I need. And I didn't say this, but what I'm always looking for is the highest 3 comps, whether it's measured by the square feet or doing it this way, that are consistent with each other. See, I could easily go with this 139, 139, 134 or whatever, but I'll just roll with the 128 for the sake of me negotiating. That's an additional 10 grand. So I can be a little bit more comfortable if I were going to work the formula, which I don't really need a formula. I just know what to offer. After you do it so long, the formula won't even be an issue for you anymore. You'll just know what to offer or whatever after you've weighted enough properties and done enough deals. So boom, so that works. I pulled up a different property in a different area. All right, so the third way, what I did is I went to a different area because I could pull a little bit more data on it. So the third thing is you just Google the address. And I tell my students all the time, and they know I'll send them instructions. We don't even need to discuss anything until you understand, have that ARV. They can be all excited or whatever. We need to know that ARV before we even get into anything. All right, what will it appraise for in excellent condition? So you Google the address and let Google do the work for you. Now, this won't always be the situation where it's going to pull up all of these sites, but the only thing you're really doing is comparing all those sites that are similar to Zillow, and Google will actually do that for you as far as populating notice the information is available. So with this being said, here's the address. All right, as you see here, here's Zillow's, here's Movado, here's Trulia. Don't use Spokio, I guess it's pronounced. Home Snap, I like that. Redfin, and then down here, Realtor. RealTrack. It doesn't pull the actual the address that we're targeting. It pulls another address, but that's fine because it's virtually next door. Now, let me see if Realtor is here also. Okay, and then Realtor does the same thing. it doesn't pull the actual address. It pulls the address net across the street. Okay, but that's fine again. All right, so I already pulled these up so it wouldn't take so long for these to populate or whatever. All right, so Zillow is saying it's 259. Okay. Now Troy is a little different, and it's just not going to pop out. I think on the sometimes on the mobile version it will, but you have to sort of search for it on Troy. All right, but Troy is giving you an estimated value of 226 right here. Median sale price for homes in the area 226. All right, and then Realtor.com is saying 226. Movado is saying 225. HomeSnap is saying 230. It gives you a range between 190 to 269. Now Redfin goes off the deep end. They say 318. Homes goes off the deep end and says 168. All right, and then Realtor goes off the deep end and says with the property across the street, well, it's a few doors down, says 316. Okay, so the 316, the 168, and the 318, we're throwing those out. So the 259, the 226, the 226 again, that's Realtor across the street. I put up two properties with Realtor. Movado says 225, and HomeSnap says 230. So it's obvious there, guys. You have a consistency in the 220s. You have a 230, 259. Again, you throw out the higher and the lower numbers. So I'm looking for that consistency for between three sites. So I would easily say this property 225, 230, 235. I would be comfortable with all of that. And then you go back to your formula again. So this is pretty much it. I've given you three ways. A lot of people say you contact a realtor and see if they'll work with you and send you over some comms. Guys, it's the same information that they're pulling, and sometimes there can be a little bit better depending on the market. But for the most part, this is the same information. This is public information coming from the same source, which is the courthouse, which is recording transactions. So, and then a lot of realtors are not going to do that long term for you unless you just have a really, really good relationship with them, because it may take them some time to get some results from it with money in their pocket. But again, guys, we use technology to we don't need that. You know what I'm saying? You can do it yourself. And so once you understand what you're looking for, and hopefully this video was able to provide that for you, then boom, there you go. So this is how you determine your ARV, what will a house appraise for, and then obviously you go back here to the formula, which I'm showing you right here. I'm gonna highlight it and turn it blue just to make sure you can distinguish. And that's your formula right there, and you can roll with it. So that's the biggest part of it. Without knowing what the house will appraise for at excellent condition, a price a seller give you means nothing. Without knowing that, because you have to know what's the advantage or what's the benefit to your cash buyer, which is going to be the source that provides your funds. What's going to be the benefit to them? So again, hopefully this video helps. Make sure you share this video if you're on Facebook. Comment, like it, tap watch more to access more videos like this. If you're on YouTube, remember, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you are alerted whenever new videos are uploaded. And when I go live on YouTube, especially on my Thursday night webinars, where I'll be live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. But make sure you turn on the notifications, and I'll see you on the flip side.